Evening, everyone. Back for another episode of our NASCAR chats. Going to be doing a little bit of a preview for the race weekend coming up at Echo Park Speedway, formerly the used to be known as Atlanta Motor Speedway. One of my favorite tracks um, on the circuit. Just think it's a phenomenal race. Produces some of the best racing around, in my opinion. It's changed a little bit, and we'll get into that based on my first topic here. First topic we're going to discuss is what is different about this track versus previous years. Years ago, this track was dominated by Kevin Harvick, to be honest. He didn't win every race, but man, he led all kinds of laps. And they even coined a phrase called Harvicking about it, where he would literally be going down the front stretch by the start-finish line. And when he got near, they have a little quarter-mile track cut out in there. And when he got to the turn one of that track, he would just let off the gas and coast around the corner and then pick up the throttle again. The video, I want to say it was 2018 when he won. Jeff Gordon and Darrell Waltrip were in the booth for Fox at the time. And Jeff Gordon was like, oh my God, that is early and all this. So it was just one of the tracks that he really was dominant on. And it just pretty much, he rolled the bottom. Like I said, he dominated laps led, just didn't win many races. He won 3 there, all told, got his first win there in 2001, which, speaking of that, this is today, February 18th, 2026, marks the 25th anniversary of Dale Earnhardt's crash at Daytona that he passed away from. So kind of a somber day in the NASCAR world. They changed the track configuration. I want to say 2020, maybe 2021. They did some changing with the track, and now it races just like a Daytona or Talladega. It's a super speedway now. They run the same package, that the same type of package they ran at Daytona, they'll run this week with the horsepower, the downforce, all that stuff will be the exact same. It is more of Daytona type racing, pack racing, and it gets a little crazy sometimes. Big wrecks. The difference is Daytona's a 2.5 mile track. This is 1.5 miles. So you're cramming all this in, and the pack is so much closer on a mile shorter track. So that's the biggest difference, is the way it races now. What makes the racing here so good, in my opinion, I like both styles. I like the old style of racing there, and I like the new style. The new style provides for just battles, close all day long. Finishes that are just insane. Normally, we'll get into the finishes here in a few minutes in the later question I've got, our little comment. To me, it's the racing at Daytona. A lot of people get upset with because it's slow, fuel mileage type thing, which is in play here too, but not quite as much because it's a 1.5 mile track. So it's not as pronounced, but you still get the close pack racing. You get a lot of the in out, maneuvering. You get guys coming from the front to the back, to the back to the front. They just all day moving along. So I love the racing here. I think like I said, I think it's some of the best on the whole circuit. Some of your favorites going into the weekend, you got to look at Chase Elliott. He's been really good here. Blaney's been good here. Daniel Suarez has been good here. You almost have to put Kyle Larson in everyone, but super speedway type racing has not really been Kyle Larson's big forte. He can win on them, of course, but it's just not what it's not his best skill set. Let's put it that way. You got to watch, your Logano's, your William Byron's of the world. I mentioned Daniel Suarez. Christopher Bell is normally really good up here. Chase Briscoe has been. So, I mean, there's people that are really good, and then there's people that are just good at the style of racing that is. Austin Cindric is really good at super speedway racing. So is Ricky Stenhouse, who finished second in Daytona. You've got a lot of people. This is one of those tracks I don't really like to say pick favorites, because it is kind of like a Daytona where it's a crapshoot. But I would expect some of those drivers I've mentioned to be up near the front when this race ends, or even during the whole race, to be honest with you. We're going to go through. We've got all three series racing this weekend. Let me see where we're at. So we're going to start off with the Craftsman Truck Series. All of this will be on FS1, Fox Sports 1. That's the main broadcast partner for the Truck Series. So they're going to go Friday at 3 o'clock with qualifying. Now, I will tell everybody, keep an eye on the weather. It looks like there's rain Friday, Saturday in the Atlanta area, so this could all change. It looks like Sunday's pretty clear right now, but again, that can change tomorrow. But we're going to go with what's posted for now, with 3 p.m. qualifying on FS1 on Friday, and then Saturday at 1:30 p.m. Is the broadcast on FS1 again for the Truck Series race. So this isn't as much as a Daytona where it's all week type thing. This is back to more of the normal schedule you'll see. We jump over to the O'Reilly Auto Parts Series. All of this will be on CW or the CW app. Qualifying will be Friday. It's at 5 p.m. on the CW app. Some CWs might broadcast it, but if you have the CW app or get it, you can get it that way. And then Saturday, they're going to race at 5 p.m. on the CW network. If you have Sirius XM, you can listen to the truck race and the O'Reilly Auto Parts and the Cup Series race, to be honest with you. They broadcast all the races on Channel 90. So you got 3 p.m. Friday or 5 p.m. Friday for qualifying and 5 p.m. Saturday for the race. And we jump over to the Cup Series. And the Cup Series is going to qualify at 11 a.m. on Saturday. You can watch it on Prime, Amazon Prime. And then Sunday at 3 p.m. is the race, which is on Fox. You can also, of course, like I said, listen on Sirius XM. HBO Max, if you have that subscription, will have driver cameras. So you can actually see what the driver's seeing. It's a pretty cool little view, especially at an Atlanta Daytona where they're so close to each other. So again, you're looking at 11 a.m. on Saturday. Prime streaming is where you can catch qualifying, and then 3 p.m. Sunday is going to be your actual race. And like I said, the weather for Sunday, according to what I'm seeing right now, looks pretty good for Sunday. So this is kind of a crazy topic, and we're going to kind of go through this as the season progresses. But because we're moving away from the win and you're in to the former playoff system, and now it's more of a chase and it's a point-based thing all year, who needs a rebound. It's one race, so nobody's obviously been eliminated from the playoffs yet. But if you have another bad outing like a Denny Hamlin or Christopher Bell, Chase Briscoe, these guys who finished way down the list of Daytona, those kind of people, if they have another bad race, they're not eliminated by any stretch, but it makes climbing back in pretty hard. Your people down like Chase Briscoe has 2 points right now. He's already 56 points behind the leader. You get 55 points for a win. Not counting stage points. That's just a win. Alex Bowman, another car, 4 points. Denny Hamlin has 8. Christopher Bell, 9. There's just cars down there. Ross Chastain, 17. These are people that mainly pretty much like your Denny Hamlins and all them. Those are people that if they have another race where they get 3, 4, 5 points, they're going to be over 100 points back only 2 races into the season. Now, you can still make it up, but a rebound this weekend with even a top 15 finish, getting some stage points probably would go a big way. Some of the guys up front, you can almost say you could flip the script, and the ones who are all up front could have a bad week, and the ones at the bottom could have a great week, and you could mesh everything and everything be like locked close together. So, you could have a scenario like that based on the way Atlanta races. But some of the people I'm looking for to have a rebound, like I said, Chase Briscoe, Christopher Bell, Denny Hamlin are 3 I'm going to really be watching to see if things go bad. The way NASCAR starts their season with Daytona and Atlanta, 2 super speedways. And then next week is COTA, Circuit of the Americas, down in Austin, Texas. It's a road course. Denny Hamlin's not he's not one of the greatest road courses. He's okay, but he could possibly, if he has 3 bad races in a row, it could be really, really an uphill battle for him. Now, Christopher Bell's pretty good on the road courses, so he's one that could say, you know what? Even if they have a bad Atlanta, we're still fine as long as we can rebound it at COTA. So, in fact, I think Christopher Bell won COTA, or I think he won Atlanta, COTA, and Phoenix last year all in a row. So nobody's out of anything by now. But these are people that I'm going to have my eye on to see what goes on with them. So some of the, just running through some of the past winners and stuff from it's a combined. It used to be called Atlanta Motor Speedway. Now it's Echo Park. The all-time leader with wins here is Dale Earnhardt. He has 9, which is crazy that this is coming up, and like I mentioned today. Cale Yarborough has 7. Your Richard Petty, 6. Jeff Gordon, who I mentioned earlier, 5. As far as active drivers right now, the one leading is, give me a second. Let me see. Kevin Harvick has 3. He's not active. William Byron has 2 wins. Chase Elliott has 2 wins. Logano has 2 wins. Kyle Busch has 2 wins. Brad Keselowski has 2 wins. Let's see any other active people. Denny Hamlin only has 1 here. Ryan Blaney has 1. Daniel Suarez has 1. Christopher Bell has 1. So there's some active people with a good, race history here. So there's a lot to look forward to. When you get into, I was talking about closest finishes. This isn't the closest of all time, but it was one of the best ones I've ever seen. And it was 2024. I think it was 24. Let me look back real quick. I want to say it was the February race in 2024. And let me look, and I'll tell you, yes, 2024. Daniel Suarez, Ryan Blaney, and Kurt Busch, literally, and you can go look this up on YouTube. Watch the race, even just the highlights of it. It ended 3 wide at the finish line. 3 cars, 8/1000ths of a second was the finishing from first to third. So everybody watching it thought Blaney won. We looked around. I'm like, Blaney won. Then it started going slow down, and all of a sudden you could see Suarez literally, I mean, that much. The spoiler hit the front of the line before Blaney's, and then it was one of the most insane finishes I've ever seen. And I've seen close finishes in NASCAR. The closest ever in NASCAR history is 1/1000th of a second, which don't ever bring that up if you go to a track and run across Chris Buescher, because he lost to Kyle Larson in Kansas. And he'll joke with you too. That's the good thing about these drivers. He'll joke when that race comes up and he's like, oh, we're going to have to see this replay 500 times. So, but to go 3 wide, 8/1000ths of a seconds apart is pretty special. You find me another sport, you're going to find that in. See, buddy, Level Up Sports down here, Mossberg. Blaney, let's go. Yeah. The Columbus boy, right? He wasn't really born in Columbus, but near Columbus. I think Hartford is where it says he's from. So, but it's close enough. Very, very long racing family. The Blaneys are. And it's a good evening to you. Wishing somebody would have popped on with me. I'm kind of hoping these guys, y'all start jumping in here and getting some back and forth banter going with some questions and some stuff. But, we'll see if it's going to take people getting a little more involved and a little more knowledgeable. But I'm going to keep doing it no matter what. So anybody out there watching, you enjoy the sport, you're not sure about the sport, like, comment, subscribe to me, drop me comments. I respond to any comments I see, and we'll get you brought up and caught up to speed. I was talking to a guy just today about it. Guy actually interviewed him for a job, and we were talking some NASCAR stuff, and he had said that he hadn't gone in years because the cost had gotten so much higher back then. And this is, he's 10 years ago, 15 years ago. And I said, well, what if I can get you 2 free tickets every year? He said, okay. I said, what if I told you that all you'd have to pay for is your hotel, gas, food, and stuff like that, and any kind of souvenirs or anything you want, you don't have to pay for any race tickets? He said, okay. So I talked him through it, and he's going to start keeping up with it and following, and he might be even watching, he may go back and rewatch this live one day. It's just what it is. You're not getting it in any other sport. You're only getting it here. You can get maybe free tickets to a football game if you win a, question on the radio or something like that, if they even still do those. But I can get them to you. I can get you 2, 4 every year, just by following what I tell y'all and giving y'all insights on my other NASCAR for Beginners series. You can, and heck, I could get it. My wife has the app. I can get 4 a year by the many points that I accumulate. She could get 4 a year. We could go to 8 different races throughout the year for free, just hotels, whatever we want. Or we could take friends and family with us. Now, when you get double sets of tickets like that, if I get my 2, they're going to be next to each other, but her 2 may not be next to my 2. So you got to take that into consideration. But still not going to get it anywhere else. But we're into it. We're in the thick of it. We got it coming up. I'll probably, if I get updates on any weather changes or rescheduling, I'll throw a quick short live together real quick and kind of lay out what we're looking at doing and go from there. But other than that, there's just not a lot. No, normally you'll have on Tuesdays, you'll get, like, if anybody was failed tech or failed inspections or penalized, you'll have those come out and give us a little more to talk about. But we didn't really have any this week, so it's kind of a short, prep week for Atlanta. Just go out, enjoy your evening. We've got nice weather rolling. Got some rain coming in tomorrow, I think, but go enjoy everything. Like I said, you can see all of our channels down here scrolling at the bottom. The WTP Sports Dude. You got WTP for Life, Level Up Sports 10, who at least jumped in the comments with us here. I know WTP for Life is traveling right now, so I'm not going to hold that against him. Parlay Poe runs a Blitzburg podcast post game with the Post Game 86 podcast. City League TV does a lot of stuff. I think they're going to be at the City League Championship maybe this weekend. One Take Zaya, he's going to get a lot of stuff rolling on his page. He kind of rechanged. I'm SEC Sean. Obviously, the name says it. I do a lot of SEC stuff. Basketball. In fact, I've got the A&M basketball game on right now. Do some basketball. We're getting into college baseballs rolling through now. So, and of course, we'll always talk football. I believe we're going live tomorrow night on our channels with some maybe draft talk, combine talk, stuff like that. Have to see for sure, but you can pretty much count. You follow the WTP Sports Dudes, hit our like, hit the notification bell up there so you know when we go live. And let me see. Jordan and the little boy. Jordan and Tyler Reddick. He is a little boy, that's for sure. I thought it was really cool to see the way Michael Jordan, how excited he was. This is a man who's won everything, and he was super ecstatic about that win, and you could see it. His comment straight up, what do you say? He said, this is right up there with winning an NBA championship. And for somebody that has, like I said, won everything, the dude's won the NCAA titles, gold medals, world championships with the Bulls and stuff. For him to come out, first off, buy a team, and then do that is pretty impressive, and to see it. And yeah, you can say what you want about him messing with Tyler Reddick's son. They all joke like that and get along. It's people make more of what things really are. I have a granddaughter, and I tickle her back of her leg and stuff too, which is, really what I think he was trying to do. He was just hit a little high. So, I mean, you can swing anything you want negative, and in this world nowadays, that's pretty much what everybody does. So, either way, nobody seemed to have a problem with it. Tyler Reddick never had a problem with it. His wife didn't have a problem with it. Nobody had a problem with anything. So I don't have a problem with it. It was all fun and all good to me. Doesn't really matter to me what he does. Like I said, I'm glad he's in the sport. I'm glad he did what he did. And I'm glad to see that they got the win. So it has nothing to do with it because it's Jordan. It wouldn't matter who it was. It doesn't bother me if nobody else is mad and upset about it and it's their kid, then I'm not mad and upset about it and it's their kid. So I'm not worried about it. I don't care if it was LeBron. I don't care who it is. Pick anybody you want. There's only a select few people I'd have a problem with doing that. and that's not what I'm here to discuss. So, other than that, not much else going on. Gonna go watch a little TV, watch a little stuff. I just said it wouldn't have a problem. I don't have a problem with it. It's not like he's taking the kid off to the back and doing stuff. So we're going to not even worry about talking about that. If you got a problem with it, go talk to Michael Jordan and Tyler Reddick themselves. That's all I can tell you. Nobody seemed to worry about it but you. So not too worried about it. Other than that, y'all have a good evening, and we'll catch up as soon as we run another one. Peace.